Today I'm going to be reading about the social and cultural functions of the language, and languages as various forms of cultural functions that aid in development and articulation when it's being used. We'll learn about the definitions and functions of a language with real-word examples. Definitions of languages. Pretty much all of us use this one form in another on a daily basis. It's a language, which is a system that helps people express thoughts, feelings, meanings through symbols and sounds. You've most likely been in situations where, despite speaking the same language as someone, you were kind of confused about what someone was saying. Or maybe you yourself said something you knew could have been said better and better. It may have been a result of the social and cultural aspects of your language, and throughout the history of language, it has played an important role in social and cultural functions. Let's see how this is the case. Social function of a language refers to the way we relate to the language in our relationships with other people. This remains, and it's how we use the language and how we communicate in a social setting. Let's take a look at concrete examples of this using the word meaning and forms in word forms. We're here to pretend that you're in college and you're just starting a new internship at a hospital maybe, and you've gotten sick on day 3. You're going to your boss and you're calling him a mentor, and you're a physician who's named Dr. Eric Schmidt. You ask him to take the day off, and how you're going to do this is where you find infinite numbers of ways that can phrase this. And let's stick to the 2 examples that we're analyzing. Hey Eric, I'm the boss. Sorry, I feel sick on my stomach and to my stomach, and I'm gonna need to take the day off. Hey, notice the but. It conveys the same idea, the meaning of the word boss, the same meaning, no. Same. The direct meaning of what you're saying is to express. Here, using terms like doctor instead of Eric, and the examples of doing less and saying more. The examples of the indirect social cues that we use in our language to express our view of ourselves in comparison to someone else in society at large. We may form phrases and words despite the variations having the same meanings and hanging on a thin thread, helping us understand how social standings when people interact with one another enough. Languages and communication. You must also use this type of fit-into type social relationship. You've caused more examples of social functions. We can go on and on with these types of examples. For instance, politicians unlock the leer. And I am going through A-level anthropology practice and study guidelines. So the social stratification definition theories, social status, caste and class, and social stratification, love relationships and their characteristics, as well as mate choices and marriage factors. So the social stratification refers to a system by which society ranks categories of people in a hierarchy. In the United States, it's perfectly clear that some groups have greater status, power, and wealth than other groups. These differences are what led us to think about this as social stratification, which is based on What does this social stratification mean? It means a trait of society, not simply a reflection of individual differences, persisting over generations, in a universal, happening everywhere, variable. It makes different kinds of strata differences in different societies across forms, and social stratification involves not just the inequity, but the inequality of beliefs as well as inadequacy, rooted in the societal performing philosophy. Structural functionalism, social conflict, and symbolic interaction. All of these are functions of social stratification, arguing that the social inequality plays a vital role in the smooth operation of society itself. Consequences to the operational part of society. Davis and Moore argue that the most difficult jobs in any society are the most necessary and require the highest reward and compensation to sufficiently motivate individuals to fill them. Certain jobs, like mowing grass or cleaning toilets, can be performed by almost. But brain surgeries are difficult. Societies exist, and this is an exit for a requirement rewarded equally. Would-be incentive, do your best, and satisfy everyone by a rewarding equal system. The Karl Marx and Max Weber are primarily contributors and writers and philosophers of this perspective, and they're dividing and uniting at the same time. As a result of this exploitation, he believed in oppression and foresaw capitalism and its overthrowingness. There, I don't know. Only that one I did not catch. The rest, super clear, super vibrant, wonderful. I'm a student of nothing and no one. Mate choice, family kinship, social dominance theory. Social dominance theory. After identifying these norms and customs, if some of you seem harmful and unfair, there is a question in my mind that arises on and on again in waves. Such dominance theories, in one attempt of answering these questions, such as social dominance theory putting forth by researchers Jim Sidanius and Felicia. Specifically, Sidanius attempted to explain why social structures seem to be supported by an unspoken hierarchy of groups based on a number of different traits.